traffic management and transportation, health and environment, education and technology, making Lagos a 21st century economy, entertainment and tourism. These are the visionary strategic pillars that has transformed the city of Lagos. Let's talk progress on the City of Lagos TV show. Thanks for joining us. The audacity of hope exhibited by the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu-led administration to pursue and actualize the Greater Lagos dream is a non-negotiable aspiration. This has always reflected and resonated in Mr. Governor's utterances, speeches and actions during his daily and weekly official engagements. To attest to this fact, what's new from the Governor's office on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria? Let's keep you informed. You're welcome. And now to the stories. In order to strengthen the electricity sector and to build a sustainable energy future for Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu recently inaugurated the board of the Lagos State Electricity Regulation Commission. Mr. Governor challenged the new chairman and the board members to deliver on their mandate.
The inauguration of the board of Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Commission last year today marks a defining moment in our efforts to strengthen the electricity sector and to build a sustainable energy future for our state. Let me say that we made a first attempt about a year ago, but we're not too satisfied with the quality of the output of the board that was inaugurated. And I'm not messing words at all. Apart from the fact that the MD at that time had another national assignment, it was just difficult for the board members to work together. And so I want to encourage this board, and I want to speak to you directly, that you have been presented with a real opportunity for you to work collaboratively, for you to work well. Because indeed, when you work well, not only do the sector benefit, the entire citizens of Lagos State do benefit. So you also have responsibility. And that's why you have also given us your vote of assurance and your commitment that indeed what has brought you all together is to serve Lagos State, to serve our citizens, and be able to bring about a purposeful regulatory reform that can strengthen this very, very important and critical sector that we have in the state and in the country. And so you know that this inauguration follows directly from the law of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and I think we need to commend the Lagos State House of Assembly for signing that law. The law is enacted in alignment with the Federal Electricity Act of 2023, which establishes an independent, transparent, competitive, and investor-friendly regulatory market, the Lagos Electricity Market, which creates the State Electrification Fund, unserved communities, and to formally empower Lagos State Electricity Regulatory Commission as a regulator of all interstate electricity activity in our state.
On his part, the chairman of the new board, on behalf of his members, promised to ensure quality service delivery to Lagosians.
On behalf of the members of the board, I wish to sincerely thank Your Excellency for the confidence reposed in us through this appointment. We are deeply honored by the opportunity to serve this great state of Lagos. We recognize the responsibility and expectations that accompany this role, and we humbly accept the mandate to serve. We pledge our full commitment to the duties entrusted to us. We will carry out our responsibilities with loyalty, transparency, accountability, and dedication, while working collaboratively to meet the expectations of all stakeholders.
The Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, recently witnessed the signing ceremony of the hosting agreement for the Intra-African Trade IATF 2027. The ceremony, which saw the Minister of Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and representatives of key investment partners at the signing ceremony, attests to the strategic international value and importance of Lagos as the host city. For Mr. Governor, he assured all parties that Lagos State will take all necessary steps to make Nigeria proud at the forthcoming IATF 2027.
Come the big one, IATF 2027, we will ensure that not only do we put our best foot forward, we will not disappoint all of you. Baba, you'll be alive and strong. We will not disappoint you. And that disappointment is scheduled on the promise and the commitment of Mr. President himself, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who you know too well had run this state at some point in time. And so it's still the energy and the spirit of Lagos that he's taking to the federal government. And he has given both the minister and ourselves the marching order to ensure that next year at the IATF 2027, Nigeria represents Africa very well, and I'll be doing it with everything that we have. So I want to assure all of you that in my PRC, all the dots have not been fully crossed or have not been fully knit together. We will ensure that the dots, the T's are crossed and the I's are dots very well. And the event that we have seen here today, which is the signing, the country signing, we will do everything possible to ensure that it will also be the best IATF that we've seen on the continent of Africa. And so on behalf of the people and the government of Nigeria, we're excited, we're happy that you have given us this responsibility, and indeed Lagos will be playing host to these two big events. Thank you very, very much.
And still from the governor's office, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu conducted an inspection tour of the Lagos State Multi-Agency Office Complex and the Geographical Information System building in Ikeja. The governor, who was accompanied by some of his key cabinet members, expressed his satisfaction on the progress made so far on the projects. While speaking with the press, noted that the two major projects speaks to his administration's goal to offer quality civil service to Lagosians, as well as a more efficient land administration in the state.
As you can see, the multi-agency is practically completed. It's just to do finishings around all of the setbacks and the ground completion. And I'm impressed with finally with the level of work the contractors have been able to achieve. And we believe that in another 2 weeks, they should have done the extreme cleanup of the complex. And of course, next to it is the EGIS building, which is a more recent building, but it's a very unique building. It's a unique building because it meets, our requirements in interspecial and EGIS, deliverables, which is meant to be part of our solutions to land administration. That needs to be advanced very, very quickly for the next 2 to 3 weeks. And I believe that we also should be ready. What we're planning to do is, by the grace of God, is that we're expecting presidential visit. And these are part of the projects that might be, be visited on that trip. The dates are not yet out, so I'm not spilling anything, but we're just, all around to see and to be able to be a good host when that happens. But more importantly, is really to advance quality public service to our citizens. The ambience in which our civil servants will work, the ambience in which our citizens will come and receive them and see the space in which services are being rendered is very critical to us as a government, and that's what we're here to see, and they do it very well.
To strengthen the bilateral relationship between Mexico and Nigeria, the Mexican ambassador to Nigeria, Ambassador H.E. Alfredo Miranda Ortiz, paid Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu a courtesy visit and to equally present to him the new consular for the newly opened Mexican honorary consulate. They both pledged to sustain the already existing decades of trade and cultural relations between both countries.
I am so proud for this day that we are going to do the opening of the honorary consulate of Mexico in Lagos. I am thrilled to be here with you because Lagos is the Nigerian economic engine and indeed has proved the capacity to expand the economic relationship not only in Nigeria, through the world. How you are created thanks to your programs, themes, transportation, education, all the process that you have developed here, creation of infrastructure, and it's showing how Lagos is increasing. If you see the Mexican economy, you are going to find certain figures where our Mexican GDP is 1.8 trillion US dollars. Thanks to a series of transformation, economic growth transformation that we have done, we, since 1994, started with a long process of transformations. Thanks to the NAFTA, who gave us the opportunity to reshape our economy and to create conditions for economic growth. That's why we have this GDP. 3 years ago, NAFTA was changed for the USMCA, and already we are still in the process of reviewing this instrument. That means that it's only one of the instruments that we have launched, but besides of this, we have 53 free trade markets with 53 countries. I mean, 17 free trade markets with 53 countries. This gives us opportunity to open our economy towards almost all the world. Still, it's important to work with Nigeria. It's important to work with Lagos. It's important. And that's why we are so proud to say that today, with the opening of the Mexican honorary consulate, headed by Mr. Otedola, we are so proud to see that he's really deeply committed in develop strong bilateral relations, and in areas where we are going to concite, not only trade, not only how to enhance bilateral trade, how to increase the presence of Nigerians in Mexico and the Mexicans in Nigeria, and basically here. This is one of our goals, the opportunity that we have now with the presence of Mexico in Lagos.
On behalf of the people and government of Lagos State, we're truly, truly excited and happy that you can make out the time to be here. The first is really to thank you and commend you for the years that you've spent in our country. I imagine you've been to Lagos a few times yourself, but you know that Lagos is the Mexico City of Nigeria. And given that background, you have expressed to us that even in your tenure, one of your major achievements would be for you to have a presence in Lagos. And I want to congratulate you and commend you for those bold initiative and idea. But more importantly is the choice that you've made of the honorary consul in Lagos. As you can see, Mr. Otedola, he's well known to most of us here as a very diligent, responsible Nigerian citizen. But more importantly, he's a man that is a thorough professional in his field of endeavor. He's constructed a lot in infrastructure, both in Lagos and around the country. So he's a man that we can tell you that you've chosen right and you've chosen well. So we want to congratulate him, we want to wish him well on this assignment. And because you have also chosen well, what it means is that we believe that with his wealth of experience, with his contacts, he can bring about the change and the meaningful interaction that you're expecting, of him to be able to handle and do for our two countries. And it's important. It's important, like you said, we're not so far off. It's just 7,000. It's not 70,000. It's just 7,000 kilometers. By then we'll push. Even if you are flying out from here and you are going to New York, you just make a detour and you're in Mexico City. There's a whole lot of Nigerians that come into Mexico, I'm aware. Out of the 40 million tourists that you have, go check it. Nigerians will be the largest black from Africa that will have visited the place. I know, because we see it. And it's because they've realized early days that there's a lot of opportunity. There's a lot of, market opening that they can see also in Mexico. And like you've said it, everybody has a challenge. Our country will have our own local challenge. You have your own challenge. And the responsibility as leaders is for us to face those challenges and solve them, reduce them to the barest minimum.
The recent court visit to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu by the Board of Trustees of Teach for Nigeria was a fruitful interactive session which centered on ways to sustaining the collaborative partnership between the board and the Lagos State government to propagate quality education in the state. Key executives of the board who spoke at the visit expressed their appreciation for the support of the governor.
Lagos State remains our flagship operating territory. Our program here continues to be the one that we show to the world as one of our most successful programs. And so we wanted to update you on how the program is going. I wanted Wendy to speak to some of the initiatives. I also wanted Molade, who is our CEO of Teach for Nigeria, to speak particularly on the collaboration with Lagos State. As usual, we want more, but more from a position of impact in terms of our collaboration with the state. So, Mr. Governor, with your kind permission, sir. Wendy.
Here, probably about a year ago exactly, and we asked you to grow our presence here in Lagos State, which you agreed to do, and now there are 200 fellows in the midst of their 2-year commitments, and we've seen academic results in FLN, in their classrooms that are super strong. We've also seen out of the 6 states or districts of Lagos, 3 of them had Teachers of the Year from Teach for Nigeria, who are alumni of the program, one of whom became the second runner-up for the secondary teacher in all of Nigeria. So you can see both the immediate impact and the long-term kind of leadership effects, which wouldn't have been possible without your support. So we're so grateful for that on behalf of our whole global network, really.
Just as been shared, over the last 6-7 years that we've been partnering with Lagos State, we have placed over 480 fellows across the years. We've impacted over 120,000 lives, in over 290 classrooms. And we've seen the impact, the gains from both educational and non-educational outcomes as well. And just as Mr. Oyedepo said, every time we speak to the impact of the work and why we do this, Lagos State remains, the reference point. And that is all because of the support that we continue to enjoy. As we go on, sir, we want to assure you that we're fully committed. We know the vision of the state when it comes to education, quality and equity. And, we want to continue to affirm that we're truly committed to ensuring that that happens. This new session, to come to sort of cement our commitment to place 150 fellows across TESCOM. We have some funding elsewhere, and we have been speaking with TESCOM to train 500 of the existing teachers this year as well, and we're looking forward to doing that. And as we continue to push in terms of how do we deepen the impact, we would also like to, consider how we bring our fellows into our primary schools. We haven't yet had that conversation, but I do think that there is room. We've seen the impact elsewhere. Would love to be able to at least start that conversation and see what that looks like for the state. I know that the state is big on FLN and improving numeracy and literacy, and we have track record in doing that. But on that note, sir, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Governor, for the continued support, and we look forward to continuing to partner with the state.
For Mr. Governor, one strategic and creative way to achieve impactful results is to blend quality teaching with skills acquisition.
What we can do is scale. Is scale that is what is required here. If you're doing, I'm not saying you shouldn't do, but do it at scale here. The president is going to commission 35 new schools in one complex. It's got close to 20,000 pupils there. Oh yeah, so that's really what we need to do. The impact is there, but they're still in little trips. We can coordinate more, because I understand how it works. I understand how fellowship works, because I have 2-3 other fellowship programs, and I know it's strong interventions, but they're very impactful. Do you understand? So we can do this thing at scale. And I hear they're listening to me. It doesn't take anybody's job. It's just that we're building it, and we're building it, and we're building it. She knows my view about these things. Let's do the support. Let's identify what is required, and let's just get to do it. I'm not here for long stories. If it is, let's go and do it. Bring Subeb here too. We'll connect with them. We'll do it. Because it's only when we do these things that I will not be the beneficiary of it today, but 5-10 years down the line, we'll see the impact and we'll see the benefit.
In furtherance of his government's belief and commitment to youth development in Lagos State, to equip young Lagosians with leadership, citizenship, and voluntary skills, Governor Sanwo-Olu recently unveiled the Ibile Youth Academy State and Division Ambassadors. Mr. Governor, in his brief speech, reeled out an impressive and encouraging package for the successful youths from the initiative proudly put together by the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development.
You know how we started thousands and thousands before we got to the final 50. And I can see that this 50, you are all winners. However, only 6 of you. I'm going to make a special plan for the remaining 44. All the remaining 44, we're going to do something. And so the commissioner said to me that for this year's trip, last year they went to Canada. This year, I think you should go to the most beautiful country in the world. And so you'll be going to Singapore. What we're going to do remaining for the people. Thank you very much.
And finally, from the governor's office, the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, flagged off the reintroduction of the monthly environmental sanitation exercise expected to kick off in April. The decision is in an attempt to rid the state of piles of refuse and restore excellent environment. Mr. Governor stated this recently as he decried massive uncollected heaps of refuse in public spaces, saying that the state cannot compete with other modern cities with filth littering roads and streets. He spoke at a symbolic flag-off of the monthly environmental sanitation program organized by the Lagos State Ministry of the Environment and Water Resources held at the Mushin-Agege Motor Road Corridor, noting that a clean city cannot be achieved by the government alone, but by the involvement of residents.
In a city as large and dynamic as Lagos, of course, maintaining a clean and healthy environment must remain a collective civic duty. Government cannot keep Lagos clean alone. Actions as simple as disposing of our materials, our packets, our plastic bottles, our old wrappers, all of our solid waste can make a real difference. Government will continue to strengthen waste management system, will continue to improve our drainage infrastructure, and continue to support environmental enforcement across the state.
Keeping you abreast with latest news reports as they evolve and emanate from the governor's office is our prerogative on the City of Lagos TV show on TV Nigeria. Watch out for subsequent broadcasts on TV Nigeria. Thanks for watching. The city of Lagos is home to all. Please feel free, feel at home in your city, my city, our city, the city of Lagos. Thanks for watching.